Welcome back everybody to another F1 My Team Career Mode. Today heading off to the Spanish Grand Prix. First, let's get into some activities as well as messages. Fernando Alonso seems as though he's going to retire soon. So be looking at that moving forward. Another quick turnaround here as we will improve. Let's improve the team. Yeah, let's work on the team acclaim here. We'll go ahead, save the money as we do have some contracts coming up. We'll focus on developing some of these major upgrades coming up here as going to look at doing. Actually, I'm going to wait until. Nope. Alright. I'm going to do it after some of these other developments come in here in the next couple days. All of them have come in.
We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
So I can go ahead and move up here. So that's a minor upgrade there. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I can keep working on the chassis side of things as well. And then we got a while before we can do anything with the engine or the durability side of things. So moves us back up in the order a little bit in terms of vehicle performance, but we'll go to this hot lap event, and it's an autocross. I think that's the one where we have all the gates that we have to work through, I believe. This is what it looks like. As I had a gate there right away, and if I remember right, we only get one shot at this, so have to work through that. And the one part of that gate is going to cost us some time. Lost a lot of time there as well, as I missed the gate. And we still got a lot more gates to get through, and it is not looking good here at the moment. I'm struggling to get through these gates cleanly, and for whatever reason, we don't get another try at these ones, if I remember right. So that's kind of interesting, as I think I'm going to be lucky even to get a bronze here, as I've had multiple mistakes, and yeah, now I'm going to hit the bronze. If we wouldn't have hit so many gates, could have gone through that, but it's not worth my time to go back through that, restart it. And not exactly fair there. So yeah, I had an extra 30 seconds there with the penalties. So if we could run it cleanly, it would have been right there for the gold. So we'll move on. Go to the race weekend here. On race 8 already out of 23 in the season here. We'll take a look at the messages quick. Got some developments in. Looks like it's going to be a very rainy race here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Again, we are tied with Bottas in terms of the rivalry. And head to practice 1 and see what we can do here. Jump straight into the race strategy practice program and try to get through.
Okay, give us some good, consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into a race strategy.
Is not how we usually enter these practice programs at all. Usually gives us a countdown and did not get that there. I start this little practice program. From what I remember, when I've played F1 in the past, lots of high-speed corners here. Got lots to be good through. And again, still learning the shift points. It seems to be looking pretty good for us here so far. Not the best through that section. And this track may have changed a little bit since I've last run it. I thought there was another little chicane at the end there in sector 3 when I ran this track last. So maybe in the previous game that I would have had for F1 will have been F1 2020. So I don't know if they've changed the track configuration a little bit since then, but I want to say it's here that I remember there being another little chicane in sector 3, so I'll have to take a look at that here. Yeah, we definitely used to take the inside there. So I kind of screwed up the end of that lap. It's alright, we have a little bit of time to run some better laps here. So I was too focused on checking out that last little bit in sector 3 to run everything correctly. And I think as long as we run cleanly A purple is definitely in the cards here for this practice program, just right off the bat. I know it's possible to run that corner flat out, but that's what I tried to do the lap before. It kind of bit me a little bit, so not going to be all that worried about it. Get through these corners cleanly this lap. It's going to be important to downshift in that last corner there in order to maintain speed. Downshifted a gear too far there, but it's alright. And see here. Overall, though, I'd say this track is very comfortable for me. Overall, and I don't know if that is kind of represented in how our lap times look so far, compared to that Delta time, especially with that little chicane there at the end being gone. Definitely helps me out quite a bit there. So one more lap to go for purple here. Hopefully Hulkenberg doesn't get in our way too much here. This is up our entry into that corner just a little bit, but not too bad. We're putting a decent amount of strain on the gearbox here, but we are running super fast. We are the fastest on the medium tire right now. Not that many other drivers have posted laps, but as you can see there, we're up a second on the Delta at the moment. And running super clean at the moment. So yeah, almost 1.2 seconds up on the Delta there, so
data with that run, so come on back
really
to the
good
garage
there.
and I can take you through the numbers.
And we completed all our development boosts, which is good. We'll move on to track acclimatization. Try and knock this one out. I don't think it should be too bad. But
okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Best of luck out there.
I guess it did give me a little bit of a countdown, but not as much as usual there. And into the practice program we go. I'm not sure who's, or it's our teammate right in front of us, could possibly hold us up here on the practice program that we're running.
Okay, DRS zone coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
I'm not too worried about him getting in the way, but it could happen. here. We've got a few green corners, but nothing too worrying here. As overall, it's a really good lap for us there. Completing that lap with ease in the purple, and no sense in running more laps and putting more wear on the components, as they're already wearing quite quickly. The only thing I did not do is set an optimal third sector, but I think we'll be okay there. We'll go ahead, do the ERS management practice program.
In this program, we're looking at ERS management. This is all about managing your battery efficiently through the lap to hit your target time. The overtake button will drain the battery quickly, but it will also give you maximum power.
And the ERS is not going to have much time to charge here. However, that's kind of because there's so many high-speed corners. I'm going to try to use it only if we're in the straightaway and we're in the red on delta time. Besides that, I want to try not to use it at all. Unless I have to, because that's going to be quickest way to run around here and maintain that, to be able to achieve the purple on this practice program here. Here's the only spot we may need it. It's going to be close,
Okay, test
but we
complete.
got it
That was a
done.
really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
I'm not sure where we're at in terms of the development boost there, but we have gone purple on everything, and now it's just going to be running some competitive times and staying on the racing line the whole time. As well as like I need to beat the average speed trap time, so we'll use it. I think that speed trap is on this front straightaway, I do believe. We'll use the ERS all the way down the front straightaway, just like so. And now it's just maintaining on the racing line, staying within 2 meters of it for an entire lap. Just focusing on following that. Have a couple of laps to do so. Shouldn't have a problem. We're pretty much running right on that line already throughout the lap. As we may even go green yet on this practice program, even with using up a bunch of ERS early.
Program
actually
complete
went
and a job
purple
well done.
still.
We've got some
So,
excellent data with that run. Coming back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
I'm not sure if we got the, I didn't see if we got the, clean lap. So go ahead and run one more lap, or we're not in the, practice program anymore, so never mind on that. We'll go ahead and return to the garage actually. See here, completed all those. We'll go try run, set an optimal sector 3. So actually maybe a race back to, actually it shouldn't be too bad. I thought it was going to be a race back to the start finish line to get out a lap here, but it shouldn't be too bad. The only thing that we may run into is trying to get back for a second lap. I'm not sure if we can do that, but not overly worried about staying online at this point. However, we do need to start locking in, try to go for that optimal sector 3. Because I know that coming up. I'm not exactly sure where that kicks in, but I know it's coming up soon. So we're going to start locking in here. And now it is go time. It's going to be really close for that development boost. Doesn't look like we got it there. But we'll go ahead and run another lap here as we are able to. We'll try to set a better lap here on the second time through. And we will I'm not going to run any more time in practice. If I need to, I will run some quick qualifying to complete that last development boost, but everything else has been completed, so no need to worry about any of that. And we come through and practice 1.
And with the cars now over the line, let's see our top 3 again. Oscar
not
Piastri,
running
Perez,
too
and
bad here, so I'm feeling really good, honestly, for not having done that many laps. So we go to quick practice. We didn't quite get that optimal sector 3. However, when we get done here in the quick practice, go ahead and end the session, and we'll jump to qualifying now, because not much more I can really gain from practice. So we're going to skip to qualifying, and can see there, still gain a decent amount of resource points. We got the most that we could. It's just our teammate we're kind of looking at there, and we're heading to qualifying now. And I don't think we were expecting any rain here in qualifying, but just to ensure that we're going to have dry track, wasn't going to take any chances. I knew it was going to be dry at the beginning of the session, so going straight out here, no sense in waiting. Try to keep ourselves as fresh as possible, and already feeling pretty good as long as we hit all our marks here. Should be pretty good. Didn't roll that corner quite as well as I did in practice. However, not too bad. Down to 5th, right? Through that corner. Down to 2nd, so we drive off there. Down to 3rd here. Couple of these rotate through that corner. Up to 7th, back down to 6th. We'll drive off once again. And we have the fastest lap right off the bat, but we'll see how that holds up against everyone else. We'll go to session info and accelerate the time here, as our time is holding up for now. So we start to drop back, but we may finally get into another session here. So still have a fastest sector 1 even late into the session, so could possibly be looking at our first points finish here in Spain. I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but we were 4th fastest in Q1, so going to move on to Q2. Again, I'm just going to go straight out, except for the fact that we've got a fault. So
Right,
now
got a little bit of an
we're going to go out. I would have liked to have gone out right away, but not a big deal here. We'll go ahead and make our way on out here. Making sure we get a good run off there. The last corner. Give us a good run down this front straightaway. Down into 3rd. Gives us good drive off. Into the high speed corners that are ever present here. Better corner there. Was able to roll through a lot better. Kept it in 4th instead of 3rd there. So maybe lost a little bit of time, but not too much if we did. And this is feeling like a really good lap as well. Maybe a little bit late Getting back to the throttle there, but not too bad. And that felt like a really good lap. Sets us in P3 for now, so we may be able to get into Q3 possibly. Again, it wasn't our best lap, but we're still fastest in Sector 1. And the Ferraris are showing their speed here. So it looks like they're going to top off both sessions of qualifying. It's going to be really close whether we get into Q3, and we do make it in. So we beat out Bottas, which is huge as well. We'll go ahead head into Q3 and see where we qualify. Likely going to be our best shot at a good race here so far, especially as we're going to be going into the rain. So finish taking a drink there, but no harm, no foul. Not the best release out of that corner we've had so far. However, this is the more important corner to get a good run out of. We're going to be first on the board here, and as long as we don't make any major mistakes, this is just going to be our Q3 run. Not our best run through those first couple corners. Not great, not terrible. A little bit early to the throttle there, ran a bit wide. And Norris sets a lap, which Hamilton beats here early in the session. So not even the first ones out on track, even with our early run out of the garage. So we'll have to see where this one stacks up. I may run another one right after this lap. Try to see if we can beat out where we're at. Currently in 8th spot. I'm going to try to run. Have a few little slip ups that I think we can correct here in the early going. Piastri is the fastest so far, and feeling better with this lap. Overall, a little bit early to the gas there, but not too bad. As we're about 3.5 tenths up on our first lap so far. It's a little bit of a glitch there in the game. Not sure why we had a glitch. Here should be able to handle that, but we're up a little bit over 3 tenths in that lap, so really good lap for us there. Go ahead, head to the garage, and we'll advance through the rest of the time. Not going to be able to set a better lap than that, I don't think. And looks like we got pushed back there at the end. So we'll have to see where we end up being at the very bottom. This track seemed to be very faster at the end of the session. However, I feel good about where we are in terms of pace. So we will go ahead. Believe it's going to be rainy throughout the race. Really doesn't look like we'll be ever off either an intermediate or a wet tire, depending on the condition of the rain. Maybe should have switched out some of these parts, but hopefully the rain will help mitigate that, and we'll head to the race.
Welcome along, everyone, to sunny Spain, specifically to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. So many great moments in Formula One history have been written at this very track over the years, including Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari back in '96. That win was in the rain. We might have better weather here today, but we're just as overjoyed to be at the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns. This was actually the original setup for the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Perez, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, the owner driver, Gasly, Magnussen, Joe, Bottas, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Albon, Stroll, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Fittipaldi, and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And with me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. We should talk about Williams. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Alrighty, so looks like we're going to be on the intermediates for the entirety of this race, unless it does clear up towards the end, and then we may go to a softer medium towards the end. But we'll go ahead and start the race. And a great opportunity for us here. Still somewhat early in the season. A little bit of wheel spin at the beginning of the season. Massive dive down there. That was somewhat unintentional. However, it does work out quite well for us there. And we'll have to see. Yeah, see how we can hold up against the AI here. As I overdrove that corner, I tried to take a move there on Leclerc, but ended up giving up a position there. And overall, I think it could be quite a decent race for us here, but we'll have to see how the rain affects us here. A little bit more braking with the rain, and different braking here. We maintain our position from Russell. And we now have Perez behind us. And probably could use some more downforce in the car, as we are quite slidey at the moment. However, we are doing okay, I think. So try and maintain that gap to Norris in front of us, and we'll go from there. Lots of throttle control that has to happen here in the last sector. Sainz has the fastest lap of the race currently. We've got a good first couple of corners. Ran a bit wide there. A little happy with the accelerator. We'll have to make sure to run a good line out of that long winding corner there. And I'd say we're doing fairly okay right now. I seem to be losing about a tenth a lap currently to Norris. Lost a decent amount of time there. And I'm currently able to keep Perez behind me, so that is a good thing. We will again just keep managing the gap to Norris and try to keep the cars behind us. We are very aggressive through those first few corners there. So I didn't get the braking and downshifting quite right there. Lost quite a bit of time. However, Norris is still right up the road from us, so just going to try to keep him in our line of sight for now. And you never know what's going to happen in these rain races, how they're going to turn out. So there's always the potential for a safety car, which would put us right back in contention for those
Next up,
spots.
McLarens. Come on.
Don't know why the engineer thinks we're going to be able to run down a McLaren. We are much slower than them, at least on paper. And both the McLarens out-qualified us, so I don't think we're going to be able to touch them realistically. Better corner there from us, as Russell has caught back up to us, gone past Perez. And really, if we run a full race on the inters, the AI are technically not going to have any opportunity to get past this. So, unless of a mistake, this is what happened with Norris. But overall, as long as I stay consistent, should be pretty well set here.
Strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance.
Not sure. Tires are looking pretty good at the moment, considering what we're putting them through. About a third of the way through the race, a little bit less actually than a third. So, and our worn engine components definitely do not help with the fact that we are a little bit slower than the cars around us.
It looks like we've got the right track soon. Back to dry
However, that's why I was wondering is if we'd be moving to a dry setup for the second half of the race. I don't think we're going to be able to hold off these cars behind us on the dries. I think we'll still be able to fight for some points here for the first time in this career mode. However, I don't think that we can stay in the position that we are in currently on the dries. We'll have to see. I mean, essentially it's the same process, but
start thinking about slicks. Let's hold on to the inters for a little while longer.
I know as soon as we get the call for a change to the dries, we're going to jump on that. As some little mistakes there gave Russell a bit of a doorway there, but we hang on to it, as I think the tires are starting to go a little bit.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.9 seconds.
But really haven't lost all that much time to Norris, even with those developments. So, also I was correct on the alternative layout here on this track. They did get rid of the chicane. So, felt pretty proud that I had remembered that little piece of information from a different game. So I think we're still a little ways off of any dry tires. It's still raining at the moment. And now the track is going to dry out quite quickly after it stops raining, but it is still currently raining all the way around the track. So and I think after it stops raining, we're going to be about another lap on the inters before we go to the dries. So it looks as though Norris is starting to catch up to signs there based on the little leaderboard there. Make sure we continue to hit our brake markers and get a good run out of this corner. Not on the gas too early to the corner. I think once we do go to dries, it's going to be the question of whether to go to softs or mediums. The rain looks to be letting up. It's hard to tell. I don't think...
Okay, we're hitting the rated limits on the MGUH. The power unit is going to be more prone to overheating.
Alrighty. Should change that out before qualifying, but I forgot to look at it. Running one more lap here, I'm guessing, on the inters. We've got Russell to the inside. We overdrive it just a little bit. I'll have to see how that compromises the rest of the corner. Not too badly there, as the pace of the track is definitely starting to pick up, I'd say. It feels like there's more grip. A little bit of contact with Russell there. Didn't realize we were that close with him. And oh, it's really close to being time to hit the dries, but I don't think it's going to quite happen this lap. We are still seeing quite a bit of spray here. I feel like it's just a tad too early. Track still seems very damp. And we've not seen ERS enabled. However, I'd say that the pace is starting to pick up as Russell, everyone else is slowing way down for some reason. May have given Russell a bit of wing damage there in our little incident. But as you can see there, I was able to run that corner a lot more flat out than we have been able to. So we'll have to see how all that stacks up. The tires are starting to wear a decent amount though, so that's not helping us be able to realistically run any faster than we were at the beginning of the run.
And gap to the car in front is
We do seem to be running down north just a little bit in front of us. Not a ton of time that we're making up at the moment, but a little bit. Still got a decent gap back to Piastri there. Still gain on some down this front straight. And I forgot to shift. So I've lost a little bit of time there. And that definitely was not good for the worn engine components that we already have. However, we'll move on. Really just need to focus on running clean laps here, as the track's taking longer to dry out than I thought it would. So may still have some a very light rain going on here. It's keeping the track damp. but we are starting to be able to see a dry line start to come in. So, really just waiting for the engineer to show us the new plan that we'll jump on right away. Otherwise, looking for the DRS to be enabled. That will happen when the track is deemed dry enough for it. So,
okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 8.0 seconds.
However, at this point, I'm not sure if we will end up seeing that pit stop, because we're slowly starting to run out of laps here. Piastri's kind of sort of starting to catch us, not really though. As long as we run consistently, we're going to be really in no danger there. And now I'm kind of starting to get to the point where it's going to be questionable whether we should go out on the dries or not if they do call for them, because we only have 4 more laps left.
Turbochargers on its last leg.
Yes,
so
yes.
To keep mileage on it to a minimum.
We've got parts breaking down left and right. And a lot of those will have to get switched out next race.
Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still definitely on the right tyre for the time being, but we're probably not a million miles away from slick conditions.
So we're starting to get some changing conditions. The enters are definitely starting to wear, starting to get more slip and slide, and the car itself is not performing as well in the braking zones or even on acceleration. Pushing really bad there.
And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
However, I don't really know.
Dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second.
Yeah, we're trying to feel really slow here. I think some of that's the worn engine components paired with the changing track conditions. Still feeling alright at the moment, but the track is getting faster for sure. We go green in the first sector. And Russell is starting to make some gains on us. However, DRS is enabled. We should be getting the call for the slicks here soon, I would imagine.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 10.2
Pierre
seconds.
Gasly is out of the session, as that is really odd. So I don't think it's going to be caused by the wet, but we'll have to see there. No call from the engineers yet. We're going to stay out on the enters. At this point, if we make a stop, it's going to be on the last lap. And I'm not sure if I'm willing to do that. I'm not sure if the time spent in the pit is going to be worth the time that we just spend out on tracks. So Russell is starting to catch us slowly.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
However, we're able to hang on for now. Bottas just set the fastest lap of the race, which is not good for us, since we are in that rivalry at the moment. However, I do not expect him to hang on to it in any way. My guess is that he possibly went in for a slick tire that could be faster. But I'm guessing if he did that, there are multiple other cars that did the same and will be setting faster laps. Hopefully next lap, because it was also set at a weird time as well. So we have a best lap of the race there. Russell with DRS makes him move on us there. However, not in any danger. No pit stops this race. And
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 12.3 seconds.
just need to keep it ahead of Russell. Looking good though. However, I would really like for someone else to set a fastest lap, because I don't think I'm going to be anywhere near it. So could someone please set that? Because that could significantly help him here in the rivalry. One last time through these final corners. Downshifted twice there through the final corner. Going to come across the line in 6th place.
We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And it's a really good race for us there. Gutsy move down into turn 1 that paid off there and gets us our best race of the season. Let's check out the race results.
The updated driver standings.
We have Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Norris, us, Russell, Piastri, Perez, Alonso, Magnussen, Guan Yu, Ocon, Hulkenberg,
even by his high standards.
Albon, Sonoda, Ricardo, Fittipaldi, Sargent, Bottas sets the fastest lap. He did make a pit stop, so he probably had enters there at the end, fresh enters, and so that's going to hurt us a little bit in the rivalry. However, we performed much better than he did, and we will move on. So we'll move on to the main menu and wrap this episode up. Alrighty, so with the fastest lap, Bottas did score the same amount of points as us. However, our higher qualifying position puts us up by a single point there. Get the sponsor bonus there, and that is going to wrap this up for this episode. We've got some different events going on here, and we are heading to the Canadian Grand Prix, another fun track coming up next episode. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was pretty fun for me. We were finally very, very competitive in the race, and yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.